Hello. Not a lot of progress at the moment because I'm waiting for my click and collect order from Wix. That's all you can get at the moment. You can't go into the store. I have gone into Homebase and got some gravel, and they didn't have any sand, but I managed to get some ballast, which is sand mixed with gravel. So I think what I'm going to do now is concrete that first post in so that it acts as a reference. My hands are going to get covered in cement, dust and sand and gravel soon, so I thought I'd do this part of the video now before that happens. So I've got ballast. That apparently is sand mixed with gravel, so that might be all I need to add to the cement. I'm going to mix this up in a 3-to-1 mix ratio, so 3 parts gravel, 2 parts sand, 1 part cement. That worked fine for my other shed base, so I used that mixture for this cement here. Let's just get that grass off, and that seems to have worked fine, so I'm going to go for the same thing. That's the same post in a very similarly dug hole with hopefully the same cement. Now these big 40-litre tubs are what I used last time for mixing the cement, and they're really good because you can mix it in a big open tub and then you can pull the handles together and you get a way of pouring it into the hole. So that works really fine, but they're unnecessarily big. You can't fill that up because it becomes just far too heavy. So I bought this little baby one, which should be about right. If I filled up, I don't know, about half full, a bit less maybe, and then mix it with that old trowel which is covered in concrete, and then pour it into the hole. So I'm just going to do some spirit level checks and then let's get concreting. Now, given that the ballast is a mixture of sand and gravel, then I need 5 parts of that to 1 part of my cement, which is in that bag on the right. Yeah, so that would be the 3 plus the 2 is 5, and 1 of the cement. And there's my bottle of water. Now the amount of water I put in doesn't really matter that much. I like to keep it really runny so that it runs easily into the hole, and because it dries eventually, doesn't really matter how wet it is, it will dry. That's the post concreted in. That's the most back-breaking part of the job. Digging the holes isn't too bad, but mixing the concrete, for some reason, I don't know, maybe that table's not that table is not high enough up, but yeah, it's absolutely back-breaking. But there's the result. There's the hole full of concrete. So I mounded it up a little bit because you're meant to create a sort of runoff slope, so I tried to do that best as possible. I think it was slightly more liquid than it needed to be, but I just put a bit of the ballast mix in at the end and mixed in the sort of slurry, the cement slurry. So I think I've got a good mix, and in any case it's all cement, it's all concrete underneath. So I think that should be fine. It's a bit cluttered around here, so it's difficult probably for me to show what's going on, but I have 2 posts. The far one there is concreted in, the near one is not, but they're held apart with, yeah, you guessed it, decking timbers, and they're attached to the posts using nail plates, but obviously I don't nail them, I screw them, and those nail plates are interesting, and I think they could become an interesting part of the project going forwards. The posts are plumb, particularly that one, because that one's concreted in. The joists are, if you can see that, level. So it's just a constant game of leveling, spirit leveling, for plumb, for level. And then here's a close-up of the nail plate, which is screwed over half the width of the post, because of course the other half is for the next module. Now there isn't going to be one that side, but I want to work on the basis that there is going to be one on that side, so that this thing is truly modular. And I've been standing on that joist, this one which is nail plated on, and it's strong. It's very strong. It has some twist which I can solve, but it's very strong in terms of a support for this joist. I can stand on that, put all my weight on it. It does have a tendency to twist, but if I put another joist over the top of here and screw it onto this joist, I think that's going to be pretty strong. I have got another idea for additional hanging support, but I think this is going to be the basis of supporting the floor. So constantly eyeballing this thing. You only have one eye there, the camera, so hopefully you can see that those two posts are pretty much plumb with each other, and so that means that I can think about cementing in the second post. And I'm thinking of putting one of these at the top of the post, which will be the basis of the roof support. So I'm thinking of using this nail plate idea for both supporting the floor and supporting the roof. Right, just some gratuitous close-ups of the nail plate. So that's the one supporting the lightweight bearer, I suppose you could call it, at the top. And now we'll do some ones for the joists at the bottom. So at the bottom I've got that one. You can see the concrete there, I hope. That one on this side, and then the one further up I've put on the other side, so that's round there. Really that's to hold the two posts in square with each other, so that there's no rotational misalignment between those two posts. But that's as far as I've got at the moment. Two posts, one concreted in, the other not. Everything plumb, everything level. And so I press on to 4 posts, I guess. What fun. Bye!